Something of interest that people might want to find out is how do you actually string a tennis racket? Here's my son who's on tour and he's stringing his own rackets at the present moment. And the one key question that people ask me is, do you string rackets up for different tensions and different climates and different surfaces and different balls? And maybe if you get to that stage for different opponents, what do you say to that?
Well, yeah. So if it's hot, then the ball flies a little bit more. So you have to string it like a little bit tighter so you can have a bit more control. If it's colder, then the ball doesn't come off the racket as easily, so you can string it a little bit looser. I tend to string it on the tighter side because I like having a little bit more control. And the reason why I string it myself, I have this little portable machine, is because each time I usually have 2, maybe 3 freshly strung for each match, and let's say for a regular week I'm having 3-4 matches a week. Each racket costs $30 to give in to be restrung, so you end up spending thousands and thousands of dollars over the course of a year. So, and also you save the money, and also sometimes the stringers, they don't do a good job, so at least I know exactly what I'm getting each time. So yeah, depending on the opponent or depending on it's more conditions, not really so much the opponent, but more conditions, because it's more about my own feel.
Right.
When I get there.
I suppose the lesson for people involved in sales is that you need to be able to adapt to the conditions, and you need to be flexible in your thought process, in your strategy of dealing with different types of conditions, different types of people. Not everyone can be treated the same. So you need to have, I suppose, to a certain extent, a mentality like a tennis player has, that he deals with different opposition in a different way. Each person has their strengths and weaknesses, and you've got to understand the people that you're dealing with. If you want to connect with them, you have to become adaptable. Rarely will the other person actually adapt to you. The salesperson that is becoming adaptable can deal with different situations in a constructive way and gets the outcome. So it's just like a tennis player. How you play on Wimbledon on grass versus how you play on clay is a totally different environment. And so you've got to learn to adapt. The environment rarely will it shape itself towards you, and it's up to you to take the self-responsibility, to think, to strategize, and go, okay, how do I adapt myself to the conditions, to the person? And just some lessons from how tennis players think when they're on the tour and they're playing matches day in, day out in different conditions. So hopefully you get an idea of what it takes to string a racket, and maybe take some of the stories and metaphors from that into your own lives.